following presentation is a project of the Native American Women's Health Education Resource Center. In the 1950s, between 100,000 and 1 million illegal abortions were performed each year in the U.S. Over 1,000 women died each year as a result of botched abortions and abdominal infections. Women who recovered from such infections found themselves sterile or chronically and painfully ill, and suffered lifelong emotional stress. After legalization, abortions were performed by doctors in clean, safe environments such as clinics and hospitals. The risk of infection, fever, and hemorrhaging was greatly reduced. For tens of thousands of women with heart disease, kidney disease, severe hypertension, sickle cell anemia, severe diabetes, and other illnesses that can be life-threatening, the availability of legal abortion has helped avert serious medical complications that could have resulted from childbirth. Current anti-choice legislation is eroding women's health care and reproductive rights. When the Republicans took control of the White House in 2000, gears of legal protection for women's health quickly began to unravel. Abortion became a political issue rather than a health issue. Bills that improve the lives of children and women have not been created or supported. Such bills would enhance the following for women and children: economic support, child care, jobs, parental leave benefits, health insurance, health care, social services programs, education, and environmental health. In 2005, the Bush administration allocated $170 million and $206 million in 2006 to abstinence-only education programs. These programs have been proven ineffective. Representative Henry Waxman found that over 80% of the curriculum in these programs contained false, misleading, or distorted information about reproductive health. They contain statements blurring religion and science, false and misleading information about the effectiveness of contraceptives, statements perpetuating negative gender stereotypes, and false and misleading information about abortion. Other religious groups have attempted to promote abstinence through abstinence pledges, which are proven ineffective. The Unborn Victims Violence Act increases fetal rights while devaluing rights of the mother who carries the fetus. The federal abortion ban makes abortion more difficult to obtain legally and contains no exceptions for women's health. The Child Custody Protection Act, also known as the Teen Endangerment Act, prohibits anyone other than a parent from taking a minor across state lines for an abortion if she has not already met her home state's parental involvement requirements. The Workplace Religious Freedom Bill allows for a pharmacist to abstain from filling prescriptions for birth control or emergency contraceptives if they object to doing so under moral or religious grounds. Emergency rooms are not required to provide emergency contraception to women who have been sexually assaulted. There have been attacks on the drug RU-486. Anti-choice groups are lobbying the FDA to either withdraw its approval or to place unnecessary restrictions on its use despite their lack of any scientific evidence that suggests that it is unsafe. Current South Dakota legislation limits teen access to abortion. Legislation has created a task force to study abortion post-legalization, yet doesn't study it pre-legislation. Physicians are required to provide a woman with one-sided information about abortion that is designed to pressure her not to have an abortion. In 2005, legislation was passed that would criminalize performing abortions should Roe v. Wade be overturned. Bans on partial birth abortion do not include any exceptions for the women's health. This was ruled to be constitutional by the Supreme Court. There are several concerning pieces of legislation that have been enacted in states other than South Dakota that limit reproductive rights. Targeted regulation on abortion providers places excessive, politically motivated restrictions and requirements on medical facilities providing abortions, and state funding for fake clinics and anti-choice organizations has been increasing. The global gag rule affects international non-governmental organizations that receive funding from the U.S. government. They are prohibited from using any funds for abortion services, pro-choice lobbying, or providing abortions even in countries where it is legal and when the woman's health is in danger. These organizations have been reluctant to provide emergency contraception out of fear of losing their funding. Under pressure from anti-choice groups, Bush used an out-of-date executive privilege to deny $34 million to the United Nations Population Fund, which provides some of the world's poorest people with voluntary family planning, access to safe and reliable contraceptive methods, pregnancy and delivery care, preventative measures against sexually transmitted diseases, and violence against women prevention funds. Each year, an estimated 68,000 women die worldwide from unsafe abortions. 4 million African women undergo unsafe abortions because abortion is illegal in most African countries, and 20 million illegal abortions take place worldwide. The majority of unsafe abortions take place in countries where abortion is illegal. Due to the current abortion legislation, women are dying and risking their health in order to obtain abortions. Laws inhibiting women from having abortions do not stop them from receiving them. Instead, these laws threaten women's health by forcing them to seek unsafe procedures. Ask yourself the following questions about your county and state representatives. What are their stands on women's health? Do they support paid maternity leave? Do they believe that fetal rights override the rights of the mother? Do they believe that a pharmacist should be allowed to withhold birth control or EC because of religious beliefs? If they are anti-choice, are they supporting foster care initiatives? Do they support HIV and AIDS education programs? Do they support legislation that increases health care? It is important to find out who your representatives are. If you reside in South Dakota, here is how to contact your representative. For more information, contact the Native American Women's Health Education Resource Center, Pidamaya.